So we'll start with the good guy, Cam Akers.
Cam Akers was just fantastic.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin.
You know who didn't roll? The Patriots and Cam Newton. They were really good a few days ago. They were not good in this game.
Bill, I wanted to ask you about just the quarterback. Are you going to stick with Cam next week at quarterback?
Great question, Mike. I'm really glad you asked that. Cam's our quarterback.
I mean, you're talking about 3 plays in a row where they're just trying to slam it up there with Cam Newton. That's just not going to get it done. This Patriots offense has got a lot of work to do in a short period of time.
Good morning. It's a Football Friday. We could have started at 5 a.m. Eastern. When Key walked in, he was hot. We're going to go into the X's and the O's, the nitty-gritty, micro, macro. Key's just watching us this morning on ESPN News. Cam turnover saying it's not on Cam. If I would have said the words Cam ran wild and you heard the fellas there talking about
Cam Akers,
you'd almost certainly think it was Cam Newton. But instead, to Jay's point, it was Cam Akers. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin presented by Progressive Insurance. His 171 yards on the ground yesterday, the most for any rookie running back in the National Football League this season. All Rams, all night, they roll 24-3. And the key question now is about the other Cam, and that's Newton, and where they go from here, and what level of blame Newton does or does not deserve. But the bottom line, Key, is can you roll forward with this guy?
Well, Bill Belichick said that he's a quarterback, so you can roll forward with him. I just, it's one of those deals, man, as I was sitting there watching the game, and I knew what the storyline was going to be today, and I was dreading coming in because I didn't feel like trying to talk about what happened to the Patriots and what Cam's statistics look like and what happened on the interception. Oh, my God, he threw a pick six. I didn't feel like having to try to defend, explain to people. Shut up, Jay. And I just –
what are you get mad at me for?
I think that you can. There's just something – it's just one of them deals right now for him. It's just not right. Like it's the best offensive player for the Patriots outside of Cam Newton on that team right now is Jacoby Myers.
That says it all. That says it all.
Right? I mean, it's like –
that's your 2.
Like, seriously. And I get it. He throws the interception on the screen. And at home, everybody's like, Cam threw an interception. It wasn't Cam that threw the interception. It was Aaron Donald that caused the interception. When Aaron Donald grabbed the running back trying to leak out on the screen, Cam is throwing the ball to the spot where the running back is supposed to be. But you look up, and Aaron Donald, oh, my God, a beautiful defensive play. He sniffed it out. He retraced. He grabbed the guy. The ball's thrown. Pick six going the other way. When they go back and they watch the All-22 or even when they was upstairs in the press box, I can almost guarantee you that the coaches said, oh, Aaron Donald grabbed the back out, which you're supposed to do. Any other defensive lineman would have said, oh, I'm going to get Cam. I got a free rush. No, Aaron Donald saw exactly what was going on. He said, oh, no, you're not. Come here, buddy. And that was it. So you look at that part of it on the interception side, you go, okay, I get it. Then some of the play selection in the red zone, 4 straight runs. It was kind of like, Josh, come on, man. You can come up with something more creative than that against the number 2 defense. So, that's what it is.
Yeah. I'm sorry for you.
You still got 6 minutes.
No, I just feel sorry for you.
Whatever, man. I don't care. I'm tired of trying to fight a battle that I'm not going to win.
So your question was, do they have to roll with Cam? I mean, yeah, they have to roll with Cam by default. Did you see Jarrett Stidham in the pocket in the fourth quarter? I mean, it wasn't even any better than Cam.
Click.
He turned it off.
Yeah, as soon as Cam was out the game, the game was over.
Look,
no need to watch.
I understand that Cam Newton is a polarizing individual. I understand that the Patriots are a polarizing team. But we saw what they did last weekend to the Chargers, but this is the difference between the Chargers and the Rams, even though they're both in L.A., right? Yeah. One team is on the verge of, is Anthony Lynn going to be the head coach next year, where the next team is on the verge of being a Super Bowl contender. I felt like last night was a test for the Rams and Jared Goff. I went into the game thinking, how is this defense going to stop Cam? How are they going to prove that they're the best defense or one of the best defense in the league? And could Jared Goff be consistent enough to make me think about them being a Super Bowl contender? I walked away from the game last night being like, they could win the Super Bowl. They can win a Super Bowl. You said it before, too, Key. If Goff doesn't golf it, if he's serviceable,
he tried to
one time. But I mean, their defense, they're gonna win a chip if they are fortunate enough to win one based off their defense, their running game with Akers, and the way those pieces. If he can find those pieces and make them work, and Jared Goff can be consistent, they can win it.
Even the interception of Miles Bryant, it was a good play by Miles Bryant. Ball was slightly thrown behind the receiver, but Miles Bryant, young kid out of Washington, was activated a couple weeks ago for the Patriots, made a terrific play. He made a good football play. So, I scratched that interception off of the resume of Jared Goff in that particular football game. He just needs to get the ball out in front of the receiver, and we wouldn't have had these issues. He did what he was supposed to do. His numbers aren't gaudy. They were very pedestrian, so to speak, a lot of dinking and dunking. But Cam Akers is really the conversation. Cam Akers made a lot of my buddies that are Ram fans in L.A. forget about Todd Gurley.
Rookie second-round pick out of Florida State. The Rams defense was in the zone last night against Cam Newton. Get in the zone, brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. A few numbers on just how prolific that defense was. They held the Pats to 62 yards in the second half. They had 6 sacks. For the third straight game, they scored a defensive touchdown. That is really impressive.
6 sacks last night.
6 sacks, 1.5 from Donald. Aaron Donald leads the NFL in sacks. That's probably not much of a surprise. I want to hear from Cam here. You heard from Bill. Cam's my guy. But you got to hear the voice. You got to hear the despondency in the voice here from Cam Newton. And then I'm going to give you one stat about the Pats that's going to blow your mind. One of the greatest stats in modern NFL history that's come to an end. But first, Cam's not history, according to Bill, but Cam's not happy.
Coach took you out of the game with a little over 10 minutes left. Are you concerned about not or being benched for next week or anything like that?
That's not my call. I'm just doing what I'm asked. I have to still go into each and every week with the mentality to keep getting better, and that's what I plan on doing.
Hear that? That's not my call. Bill making the ultimate call. You heard earlier this morning, just a few minutes ago, that Cam's our guy.
Zubin, can I ask you a question
real
quick? And to Key, it just feels like it's over for Cam. Like he's not going to be as when I look at Cam, even how many yards did he throw for in that 45-0 win?
69 yards.
69 yards.
Okay. And I know he had one game where he exploded offensively.
Seattle.
It just doesn't feel like he's going to be a starter in the league after this year.
But to Key's point, if the
he's
weapons...
not. Like, it just feels like, well, I understand his point about the weapons, but it just doesn't feel like he's trending in that direction.
Let me ask you this. This is the stat of all stats, and Cam has nothing to really do with this because he didn't build this. He unfortunately ended it. Think about this for a second. The Pats had won at least 10 games a year for 17 straight years. Think about how hard that is to do. You know about that better than anybody. For 17 straight years, the Pats had won double-digit games. That streak is over. The best they can finish is 9-7. Can you kind of put that into perspective in the ongoing Brady versus Cam until the end of time here in New England? That streak, and the Patriots have had some great numbers during their run. That streak is a streak of consistency. We only just care about the postseason and what they do because we care about Lombardi's. But the regular season success and the consistency to be that good year in and year out, yet I get it, the division's not great, but double-digit wins for 17 years.